The roar of the airplane engines faded. Amara stepped off the plane and into a world unknown. The air, thick and humid, carried the scent of something unfamiliar.
Excitement bubbled inside me, mixed with a tremor of fear. This was it, my fresh start. The land of opportunities, the place where my dreams would come true. At least that's what I'd imagined.
Clutching her worn-out bag, Amara navigated the throngs of people. The airport buzzed with activity. Strangers rushed past, their voices a cacophony of unfamiliar tongues. She felt utterly alone.
Where is my aunt?
She scanned the crowd, her heart pounding in her chest. Doubt crept in, whispering insidious doubts about her decision to leave everything behind. Amara checked her phone, the battery blinking red. No signal. Panic welled up inside her.
This wasn't how it was supposed to be. My aunt was supposed to be here, waiting with open arms and a reassuring smile.
She felt tears pricking her eyes, but quickly blinked them away. She had to stay strong. Giving up wasn't an option. Hours seemed to pass as Amara sat on her suitcase, lost and bewildered. The initial excitement had evaporated, leaving behind a residue of fear. Each passerby seemed like a potential threat. Every noise made her jump.
I felt an overwhelming urge to disappear, to turn back time and return to the familiar comfort of my home.
Suddenly, a hand touched her shoulder. She flinched, her heart leaping into her throat. A young man with kind eyes and a disarming smile looked at her with concern.
"Excuse me, are you all right? You seem lost."
His voice, gentle and reassuring, calmed her racing heart. Amara hesitated, unsure whether to trust him. Taking a deep breath, she explained her predicament.
I can't find my aunt. She was supposed to meet me here, but I can't reach her.
The stranger, who introduced himself as David, listened patiently. He smiled reassuringly and offered to help her find a taxi. Relief washed over Amara.
Maybe there are still good people in this strange, overwhelming city.
David hailed a cab and gave the driver her aunt's address, refusing any payment for his kindness. As the taxi pulled away, Amara couldn't shake the feeling that this encounter was a glimmer of hope in her otherwise uncertain situation. The taxi ride was a blur of vibrant chaos. Street vendors hawked their wares, their voices competing with the honking of cars and the rumble of buses. Amara watched in fascination and apprehension as the city unfolded before her eyes. It was a stark contrast to the quiet, familiar streets of her hometown.
Finally, the taxi screeched to a halt outside a bustling roadside restaurant.
Amara paid the driver and stepped out into the humid evening air. The aroma of spices and frying food filled her nostrils. She spotted her aunt, her face etched with worry, seated at a table near the entrance. Relief flooded through Amara. She rushed towards her, her heart pounding with a mix of relief and exhaustion.
Auntie!
Her aunt, however, seemed less than pleased. She hugged Amara quickly, her embrace brief and businesslike.
"You're late. We don't have much time. There's someone you need to meet."
Amara, weary from her journey and confused by her aunt's cold demeanor, wanted nothing more than a warm meal and a chance to rest. But she knew better than to question her aunt's plans. A sleek black car pulled up beside them. The driver, a hulking figure with a stern face, got out and opened the back door. Amara hesitated, a sense of foreboding washing over her. Her aunt, her expression unreadable, nudged her towards the waiting car.
Fear coiled in my stomach. This wasn't right. None of this felt right.
The car sped through the city streets, leaving the noise and chaos behind. They entered a gated community, the houses growing larger and more opulent with each passing block. Amara felt a growing sense of unease.
Where is my aunt taking me?
The car finally stopped in front of a towering skyscraper. Amara's breath hitched in her throat as she gazed up at the imposing structure. They were ushered into a luxurious apartment, the air thick with the scent of lilies and expensive cologne. A man, impeccably dressed and radiating an air of calculated charm, rose to greet them. He smiled at Amara, his eyes, cold and calculating, sent shivers down her spine.
"Welcome, Amara."
The realization hit her like a ton of bricks. This wasn't the fresh start she had dreamed of. It was the beginning of a nightmare.